It's a story of two kings and one queen. And to get to the start of all this trouble between the two countries, we have to go all the way back to the 12th century. In fact, to the 1160s. And at that time, you know, Ireland wasn't, we'd say, one big united country. What it was a lot of kingdoms. And all of these kingdoms had their kings. You know, the kingdoms were based on the clan system. I'm sure you're all familiar with the word clan. They come straight from the Gaelic. In Gaelic it's spelled C-L-A, double N, two N's. And clan means family or family group. You know, it wouldn't be just brothers and sisters, but uncles and aunts and in-laws and outlaws, big family groups. They were known as the clans. And each clan had its king. And we had these clans all over the country. And then finally, you know, the most powerful king in the land was known as the High King. Now, he usually didn't become the High King through any democratic process. It was usually the guy who had the strongest army became the High King of the country. So we had all these little kingdoms. And this is the story of two kings, I said. A man called King Dermot MacMurrough. His kingdom was known as Leinster. And the other king in question was a man called Tiernan O'Rourke. His kingdom was called Breffni. Now, King Dermot of Leinster, he was a widower. His wife was dead, but he had one daughter, and her name was Aoife, spelled A-O-I-F-E. The other king, King Tiernan, was married, and his wife's name was Dervergilla. It's a very old Gaelic girl's name. It's usually shortened to Dervla. We'll call her Dervla. Right, so King Tiernan was married to Dervla. King Dermot was a widower. But Dermot and Dervla ran off together. She left her husband and ran off with this guy. Well, now, some people say she went willingly. Some people say she was abducted. We didn't have the newspapers and the magazines with the gossip columns at the time to give us the full inside track. But the general consensus seems to be she went willingly, because they say her husband was a fair bit older than she was. They say he was bad-tempered and he had only one eye, so who could blame her? She ran